Okay, Kong, so as we previously discussed, you're going to be having your own movie.
Huh. About time I thought you all forgot about me.
Sorta. What? Forget about it. Anyways, yeah, you're going to be having a co-star in this new film of yours.
Ugh, please don't tell me it's gonna be the fat lizard.
Well, see for yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry? What? Well, we meet again, Kong.
I hate you. I hate you so much. Hello, everybody. My name is Godzilla 214, and today we'll be taking a look at the Monsterarts, Godzilla Ultima, and 2021 Kong. Again, I'm sorry for the hiatus. Forgive me. Yep, you heard me right. You heard me right. Monsterarts Godzilla Ultima and the Monsterarts Kong from, Godzilla vs. Kong 2021. Yeah, I know I was late on these reviews, but life can be pretty demanding when it wants to be. But better late than never. Now, let's move on to the actual review, shall we? Starting off with, the main kaiju protagonist of his movie. The painting and the sculpting on Kong is literally one of the best I've seen in a minute. Although the figure holds its inaccuracies, especially with the head, the painting and the detailing work on it is very, and I mean very good. Each tuft of fur is individually sculpted, and it looks like you can see the sculptor use a brush to sculpt these tufts of fur. It's amazing. As well as a blatantly open scar on Kong's chest, which is, well, not in this lighting, but in other lighting, it's very apparent. It looks really good. As for the inaccuracies, I don't really mind them for some apparent reason. Bro, I don't want to look in the comments and see Godzilla 214. You so fake. How can you like a figure that's not even accurate to the film? Bro,
I do not care.
if the figure is good at what it does, yo, that's all right in my books. And look, even though this guy is inaccurate, right? Like it has an inaccurate head, as you can already tell. You ain't even have to try. They had an actual primatologist come in and help sculpt the head, which gives him, the true look of a damn dirty ape. Look. Even though the head is inaccurate, right? It doesn't have the look of the Kong that appeared in the film. The head sculpt is but the sad thing is about this thing, it doesn't come with except. This should be no surprise due to Kong, being a literal gorilla and making his own weapons. In addition to his closed hands, or fists, he has a pair of open hands or slappy hands, even though I don't remember any part of the movie where he had open hands. The dude has a pair of knuckle draggers. Basically what they are, so he can walk on his knuckles. Literally just like that. And Kong comes with a pair of grabby hands, just like these. These grabby hands allow Kong to accommodate his axe, which is also very well painted. On top of all of that, he comes with a roaring head, which, again, looks really well. Now, onto the axe. Hands down, the axe has got to be one of the most beautiful pieces ever done. Like, you have a bone color for, the bone, obviously. You have a very scaly texture for the skin around here. And then you got the iconic Godzilla dorsal plate right here, which, I don't suggest you mess around with because that this junk is sharp. Although I'm disappointed that it's not a translucent plastic. Some light piping would be very good, but luckily we have some silver paint around here to help it look like it's glowing, which actually works. I'm not gonna lie. Now, this figure, its articulation and, joint tolerance is a little iffy. Articulation on this figure is a little iffy due to the fact that some parts on this figure have, reportedly been damaged and broken. Sometimes they've been broken out of the box. Luckily, my SH Monster Arts Kong is relatively okay. Though there are some parts that like to pop off a little too easily. Let me explain during the articulation. So, there's a ball joint at the head and a ball joint at the base of the neck, and this is what I mean. It it doesn't really, it's not loose, but it just likes to pop off a little too easily. Probably due to the fact the hole where the ball joint is supposed to go in is at like a weird angle. It's like the top of the noggin, like right here. So there's a ball joint at the head, and there's a ball joint here, and there's a ball joint in here, which allows him to look up, and it allows him to look down, left, right, side to side. Arm moves out. There's a ball joint in the arm. There's a cover here, and you can get a double bend in the elbow, which kind of acts like a single bend. You have a ball joint here, which allows for rotation. Either a ball joint or just yeah, it's a ball joint. It's a ball joint. There's a ball joint in the wrist. There's a ball joint in the chest area. And here is a cover which moves around. And sometimes it gets very annoying. It allows him to crunch and arc his back. This is a problem with the cover. It's floating basically. It's not connected, but if you move it properly, it's not gonna get stuck. Kong is Kong is capable of crunching forward and bending backwards this far, which is very interesting. He has a ball joint in the waist, and here, and here. This is where I start to get worried about posing my figures, but it's relatively okay for now. Here around, let me, there you go. Here, and around here is where the figure would break at some points, where some people bought the figure. Luckily, mine is okay, and as you can see, you can shift the ball joint up and down, so Kong isn't, well, never mind, it doesn't even work. As you saw, there's a ball joint in the leg area, and yes, for some reason well, never mind, it does work. Just don't pull it too much, or you'll pull the leg out. You can kick this far and kick that far. The leg can kick out this far. There's a double bend at the knee, basically, because there's a ball joint and a ball joint here, or a hinge joint and hinge joint. You got a rotation here for the ball joint and the ankle. There's an ankle cover, which sometimes doesn't truly cover the ankle ball joint. And Kong has a toe bend, which is really nice. Kong is a really good figure. It'll pose very well, though you got to be very careful about the way you pose him. And for a dude that went up against Godzilla, he's surprisingly not that big. Here we have Atlas Destroyer, the SH Monster Arts Nargacuga, the SH Monster Arts 2019 Burning Godzilla, the NECA 2019 Godzilla, and finally, the SH Monster Arts Godzilla Ultima. Overall, I'd say Kong is a pretty good figure. I'd say a solid 8 of 10. Now, I think it's about time we move on to the bringer of the calamity. I think it's about time I got the elephant out of the room. This dude is absolutely massive. Height-wise, he's pretty big. Like, he's pretty tall. Length-wise, oh my goodness. Ultima literally takes up the entire space just by his tail. So if you want this guy, better have some good shelf space. Other than that, the painting and detailing work on Ultima is phenomenal. I'm not lying. It looks like the dude walked off the screen of Godzilla Singular Point. It's crazy. The lack of shading helps it appear more anime-esque, which also helps it appear more screen accurate, although it still has its inaccuracies. Ultima here is mostly covered in like a charcoal gray or black, with bone-colored nails and teeth. And as you can see, his dorsal plates are completely white with red veins within. But you know, obviously, the thing that steals the show here are obviously the dorsal plates, because look at them. Each dorsal plate is covered in its own set of details, and each one has its own design. Luckily, due to this design, the dorsal plates are covered in this gray color, grayish-white color, with that bright red which makes them pop. And the fact that the dorsal plates aren't in the usual row of 3 is really interesting. It's really nice. The head is beautifully sculpted. Even though it looks a little goofy at some angles, it still looks good. If you don't want your Ultima looking goofy, I highly suggest do not, and I mean do not, look him directly in the face. Surprisingly, Ultima comes with 3 accessories. Did, did he come with a breath effect? Or a breath effect? Did he come with a breath effect? No. Though he does come with 2 mini JJs, and he also comes with a roaring head, which, you know, looks very well painted. The mini JJs look very well painted. Well, what am I talking about painted? They're not painted at all. The idea is that they're minifigures that you could paint if you so choose. The sculpting on them is immaculate. They're full of detail, which is very good. If you wholeheartedly feel like you want to paint them, go ahead, go crazy with it. As for the roaring head, it's very well made, very well made. You can see all the detail within the mouth. You can see all the individual teeth. It's very good. The spikes on the head are very well painted. You can even see like some of the spikes on the neck as well. You can see the tubes in this dude's mouth. It's I don't even know what that's supposed to be. What? Someone in the comments, please tell me what the hell those are. Though, you know, the eyes look a little goofy. Just look where the ball joint is and look where the peg is, and just plug it in. Yeah, the ball joint in the neck sometimes moves around when you're trying to place the new head on. And I'm being completely honest, this look looks very good. It reminds me of the poster, which I'm pretty sure is the point. As for articulation, Ultima moves very, and I mean very well. Ultima has a hinge at the top jaw and a hinge at the bottom jaw. It has a Shin-esque situation, but Shin has a ball joint in top and bottom parts of the jaw. It has a ball joint right here and a neck cover and a ball joint right here. There's a ball joint in the shoulder, but it's mostly this part of the arm that does most of the work. Due to the fact there's somewhat of a cap right here that's built into the body, this part doesn't really move out so much. So it can move forward this much and move back, like, basically not at all. The arm can move out somewhat. The arm can extend forward and extend back. The wrist can go down a lot and not much up, though. There's a ball joint in the chest area. Oh, yeah, I forgot. There's a chest joint somewhat here as well, so it can help in crunches. There's a ball joint in here as well, which allows him to crunch this far and allows him to arc his back. Not at all. There's a ball joint in the hip that can extend if pulled on, and the dude can spread his legs pretty far as well. He has a ball joint peg connection in the knee, which is very good. He has a calf cover right here, and there's a ball joint in this part of the leg. He has a very functional ball joint in the ankle, which allows for wide stances, which is very good in my opinion. As for the tail, that thing basically covered in ball joints. I counted a total of 18 ball joints in the tail, which allows for pretty organic tail poses. And heck, this can... Come on. The dude can literally bite his own tail like the world serpent. It's crazy how flexible this tail is. It's some witchcraft or something. Ultima may be good to pose and such, but how good is he in scale? Here we have Ultima standing next to Atlas Destroyer. Here's Godzilla Ultima next to SH Monsterarts Godzilla 2019 Burning version. Here's Godzilla Ultima next to NECA Godzilla 2019 version 2. Here's Ultima next to the SH Monsterarts Nargacuga. And here is Godzilla Ultima next to Legendary Kong. If I'm being completely honest, I think these are excellent additions to the Godzilla line, specifically SH Monsterarts. These are well-made, and I mean very well-made figures, which I'm pretty sure a lot of us will enjoy later down the line. Anyways, this has been Godzilla 214, and I'm signing off. Peace out, and have a wonderful day.